Have you ever felt exhausted after a day where you didn't even do that much? That tiredness isn't always in your body. Sometimes it's in your mind. And today we're going to talk about the one thing that can fix it: simplicity. Before we start, this isn't a lecture about owning fewer things or living in an empty room. Simplicity here means something bigger. It means clearing out the mental clutter so the things that actually matter can finally be seen. If you're here to practice your English, perfect. Along the way, listen for words like clarity, overwhelm, contentment, distraction, and intention. Say them out loud when you hear them. Learning a language works best when it's tied to ideas you actually care about, and I think you'll care about this one. Let's get into it. Part 1, a cluttered mind can't rest. Picture a desk covered in old receipts, half-finished notes, 3 chargers, and a coffee cup from 2 days ago. You sit down to work, and before you've even started, you already feel tired. That's not because the desk is doing anything to you, it's because your eyes have nowhere calm to land. The mind works the same way. When it's packed with leftover worries, unfinished arguments, comparisons to strangers online, and a mental to-do list that never ends, thinking clearly becomes almost impossible. Small decisions start to feel exhausting. A minor comment from someone can spiral into an hour of overthinking. Simplicity doesn't mean ignoring your problems. It means asking one honest question before you let something take up space in your head. Does this actually deserve my attention right now? Most of the noise we carry fails that test. It's not urgent. It's not even ours, it's borrowed anxiety from a headline, a comparison, or someone else's opinion. Try this today. The next time your thoughts start racing, don't try to solve everything at once. Just ask, what's the one thing in front of me right now? Answer that. Let the rest wait. Part 2, wanting less can feel like freedom. Here's something worth sitting with. Having more rarely feels the way we expect it to. A bigger bank balance, a longer list of achievements, a busier calendar, these things often bring a new kind of weight instead of relief. Think about someone constantly upgrading, a newer phone, a nicer car, a better title, yet never feeling settled. Compare them to someone with far less who sleeps peacefully, isn't checking a screen every 10 minutes, and genuinely enjoys an ordinary Tuesday. Which one of them is actually free? Freedom isn't only about accumulation. Sometimes it's the opposite. It's not needing constant approval, not needing to win every argument, not needing your life to look a certain way for people who barely know you. This doesn't mean stop working toward goals. It means noticing which goals are truly yours and which ones you inherited from comparison. When you build a life around what genuinely matters to you, the pressure quietly disappears because you're no longer performing for an audience. For English learners, this applies directly to you. Don't try to collect every app, every course, and every YouTube channel at once. Pick one simple daily habit, 10 minutes of listening, 5 new phrases, 1 short conversation with yourself in the mirror, and stick with it. A small, consistent routine beats a chaotic pile of resources you never finish. Part 3, you don't have to race everyone else. We live in a culture that constantly whispers, not yet enough. Not successful enough, not fast enough, not productive enough. And so people push themselves into a non-stop race, often without asking where the finish line even is, or whether they even chose this race in the first place. Ambition itself isn't the problem. Working hard, building skills, growing, these are healthy. The problem starts when your sense of worth becomes tied entirely to output, when resting feels like guilt, when a quiet weekend feels like falling behind. Imagine 2 coworkers. One is constantly comparing job titles, salaries, and follower counts, feeling behind no matter what they achieve. The other works diligently, closes their laptop at the end of the day, and genuinely enjoys their evening without checking emails. Outwardly, they might have similar careers. Internally, only one of them is actually at peace. Real success includes more than an impressive resume. It includes sleeping well, having people you trust, feeling proud of how you treat others, and not dreading Monday mornings. Same goes for language learning. Stop comparing your progress to someone who's been speaking for years. Ask instead, did I learn something today that I didn't know yesterday? That's the only comparison worth making. Part 4, silence isn't empty, it's where clarity lives. Modern life rarely allows silence. Notifications, videos, conversations, opinions, they arrive nonstop, and most of us have gotten used to filling every quiet moment with something, but constant noise doesn't just fill time. It drowns out your own thinking. When was the last time you sat somewhere with no phone, no music, no scrolling, just your own thoughts? For many people, the honest answer is, I can't remember. And that's worth noticing, because that silence is exactly where self-awareness grows. It's where you notice you're more tired than you realized, or that a certain habit isn't serving you anymore, or that you actually miss something you've been avoiding. You don't need to disappear into a cabin in the woods to find this. Start small, leave your phone in another room during breakfast, take a walk without headphones, write down 3 thoughts before bed instead of scrolling one more app. The same principle helps with English. Watching 10 videos back-to-back without ever pausing to practice speaking creates noise, not progress. One focused video, followed by 5 minutes of you actually speaking out loud, builds far more skill than passive binge-watching ever will. Part 5, Big Joy isn't the only joy. Many of us are taught to wait for happiness. Waiting for the promotion, the graduation, the perfect relationship, the big milestone. And while those moments are wonderful, treating them as the only source of happiness means most of your life gets treated as a waiting room. Meanwhile, small moments quietly go unnoticed. A warm drink on a cold morning, a message from an old friend, finishing a task you'd been avoiding, a song that makes you smile in traffic. These aren't consolation prizes. They're real happiness, just in a smaller size. The shift is simple. Instead of asking, will I be happy once everything is perfect? Ask, is there something good happening right now that I'm too busy to notice? Usually there is. For your English journey, this matters too. Don't wait to feel proud until you're fluent. Feel proud today when you use one new word correctly in a sentence. That tiny win is not small. It's the entire foundation fluency is built on. Part 6, Not everything deserves your energy. Here's the lesson that ties everything together. You cannot give equal weight to every opinion, every disagreement, every trend, and every expectation, not without running yourself into the ground. Some things genuinely deserve your energy. Your health, your close relationships, your growth, your honesty, your rest. Other things quietly drain you without ever paying you back. An argument with a stranger online, an old grudge, a comparison you didn't ask to make, a habit you've outgrown but keep out of guilt. Learning to say no to distractions, to unnecessary drama, to the pressure to explain yourself to everyone isn't selfish. It's how you protect the space for the things that genuinely deserve a yes. This applies just as much to learning a language as it does to living a life. You don't need every method, every hack, every grammar rule memorized before you start speaking. You need one clear routine, repeated with patience, aimed at what actually helps you improve. Closing thought. Simplicity was never about having nothing. It's about having exactly enough clarity to think straight, enough quiet to hear yourself, enough patience to grow without burning out. If today's lesson helped even a little, keep practicing, both your English and your peace of mind. Small, steady steps beat chaotic bursts every single time. See you in the next one.